welcome to yet another edition. I think we're in double digits now. I think this is 10 or 11. To the clutchest of conversations, the clutch convo, the clutch conversation. I am your co-host, Ashton James Hughes, here with my boy, fellow co-host, Earl Josiah McCarthy. We call him EJ around these parts. Go ahead and talk to him.
You know what it is, man. You already know what it is. Shout out Jovan. We out here at this birthday party, man. Before we get started,
shout out to Ryan. He's free now for a little bit.
Hey, he took the words right out of my mouth. He's serving the country. Shout out Ryan. Free him. Just graduated from boot camp for the Army. And second thing on our list, quickly. Shout out Dr.
Bubba.
Pepper.
That was a bar. All right, go ahead.
Shout out to Dr. Pepper. Just had to say it, because, you know.
Of course. We currently have no sponsors, so Dr. Pepper, if you'd love to be our first, it'd be dope.
Yeah, so let's get into it, man.
All right, man. So today we are talking about the number one point guard in the nation finally declared to a college after months and months of waiting. The college he chose was pretty easy to guess because he was talking about it forever. But Trayvon Duval decided to pick college. We'll get onto that later. Also, we got some Charles Barkley talk. Charles Barkley normally doesn't say any smart things.
You go into the ACC.
Usually Charles Barkley doesn't really say anything that's knowledgeable. It's very rarely that he does, so we're going to talk about that. We were going to talk about NBA all-time list, but we're saving that for summer with Scotty. Scotty will be featured on that episode. Obviously, we're going to talk about the NBA draft lottery, because both of our teams won in this lottery, and I'm very hyped to talk about this. And also, we want to talk about the recent selections of the NBA, all-NBA teams, because I disagree with many of the choices made. So, without further ado, let's get it popping. Let's get it started, man. So, Trayvon Duval, as EJ said, decided to declare and take his talents to Duke University. Notorious for being raw as hell. So, he's going to join Coach K over there. Just some quick little rundown of Trayvon Duval. He's a five-star prospect out of IMG Academy, 5th on the ESPN 100, number one point guard. Duke now has 5 players from the ESPN 100. 3 of 5 are in the top 10. He's a McDonald's All-American. He was a Jordan Brand All-American. Ball's Life All-American. I don't think he went, but he definitely could have been in. But basically, any All-American you could choose. Had 27 offers, including UNC, Kentucky, Florida State, UCLA, Villanova, Oregon, Kansas, and Arizona. So he could have went anywhere, but he went to Duke. Thoughts on going to Duke, man? What do you think?
I'm so tired of dudes going to Duke. Like, I understand the tradition.
Yeah.
If I was a great player, I would consider Duke too. But my hatred for Duke overshadows all that. So, I hate Christian Laettner. I hate Duke.
You hate Tyus Jones?
I hate Tyus Jones.
Oh, man, I don't hate Tyus.
The only Duke player I have ever supported while on a Duke team was Brandon Ingram. And it's going to stay that way until further notice.
I've never supported a Duke guy.
And the only dude I supported outside of Duke is Shane Battier and Justice Winslow.
And Jabari?
Oh, I mess with Jabari.
Come on now.
I mess with Jabari.
No, like I always say this every time. I hate when people are on Duke, but 70% of the time when they get to the NBA, I mess with them.
Kyrie's already on the short list of you play with LeBron James and you went to Duke. I'm not feeling you.
That's not a good
I'm
order.
not feeling you.
But you got the jelly though. You got the.
I hit 6 straight threes in a pickup game 2 days ago.
He did. Hey, I was there. I called game on one of his shots. He didn't even call it. I had to call it.
I was on fire. No fuego.
He was on his Luke Kennard stuff, dude. All right. Actually, I do want to. I was kind of surprised. Trayvon Duval, he goes to school in Florida, IMG Academy.
IMG Academy.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he was like, yo, let me hit up Florida State. Let me hit up Florida. Like, it'd be kind of dumb just because he's like number one point guard and all, but like, wouldn't have been bad either. I think Duke also got another point guard. His name's like Kawhi Brown. So I think he was an All-American as well. I think they got him. I can't remember if it was either them or Kentucky, but I'm pretty sure it was Duke. So he'll probably come off the bench. He'll probably not be a one and done. Trayvon Duval probably will be a one and done. That's really what we're seeing. A lot of mock drafts already have, not to bring up another high school player, but Michael Porter Jr. He's gonna be he's already projected like second pick for 2018 draft. And fun fact, so anyone who's a friend of ours or our age, so we are both 19 or 18, whichever one. If you think about this, so every NBA player after this draft that's drafted for the most part will be younger than us, and that's weird to think about. I just thought about that like 2 days ago. I was like, wow, that's really weird. Like the guys you used to look up to are now going to be younger than you are. But that's besides the point. Anything you want to say about any high school news before we move on to this Charles Barkley talk?
Guys need to start signing in Syracuse again. That's it. Move on.
All right, Charles Barkley. So if you guys don't know, Charles Barkley, NBA Hall of Famer, NBA legend, great power forward, also a very, very dumb mind in the NBA world. Charles Barkley said that John Wall is the best point guard in the East. Now, that's not the worst part, because you could definitely argue that. He says he's the second best player in the East. I have the numbers here, but I want you to speak your mind about this topic. Or about this statement.
Paul George plays in the East.
He does.
Jimmy Butler plays in the East.
He does.
DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry play in the East. IT plays in the East.
Oh, yeah, I forgot, yeah.
Kyrie plays in the East.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Eventually,
Giannis plays in the East.
I was just about to say, eventually Jabari Parker will be playing in the East. But at the end of the day, John Wall, great point guard. But to say he's the number 2 player, I can't feel that. Second of all, the second best player on their team showed up in Game 7 when he did not. He showed up in the second half of Game 6, which was big time.
I mess with John Wall too, man.
But he let Isaiah Thomas outplay him on multiple occasions in multiple big moments. And you're supposed to be the second best player. At least Paul George tried to go toe-to-toe with LeBron. He got swept, but the average margin of victory was 5 points. And they had a 26-point lead in one of those games. Second of all, Jimmy Butler was on a team that almost beat the number 1 seed as an 8 seed, up 2-0.
And we wouldn't know what happened if Rondo stayed in. I'm not saying they would have won, but we don't know what happened.
Jimmy Butler did not back down. DeMar DeRozan against the Cavs got swept, but his shooting slash went from 27 to 22 points. 5 points is a nice difference, especially for a player of that magnitude. But he was still averaging 20 points. Games, though. Yeah, so at the end of the day, all the guys I'm naming, Giannis showed up. Everyone showed up when they needed to. John Wall, there's a couple games you did not show up, but for the most part, you did show up. But I still don't think you're the second best player in the East.
Like I said, you could definitely argue best point guard. Do I think he's best point guard? No, because Isaiah's on the East. But,
even then,
go ahead.
Being the best player in the East, not named LeBron James, holds very little weight. When you got KD, Curry, Harden, Westbrook, Kawhi all out there in the West. AD, DeMarcus, Lillard, Chris Paul, Blake.
The West is disgusting. But
Clay, Draymond, CJ
So
McCollum,
just in case you're not a believer, I do got the numbers here. So okay, I got the numbers here. So I picked up I think the other 2 best point guards in the East being Isaiah Thomas and Kyrie Irving. So I got the stats right here. So in the stats, John Wall only leads in rebounds, which is only by 4 rebounds. Most assists 10.7, which is a great number, and 2 steals. So out of all the main categories, those are the only 3 he leads in, while Isaiah Thomas leads in free throw percentage and points per game, and Kyrie leads in the least amount of turnovers. Oh, and John Wall has the most amount of turnovers. Kyrie has the best shooting percentage being 47% and the best 3-point percentage being 40%. So, if you really look at these numbers, I would probably say that points, assists, and turnovers and field goal percentage are probably the most important. And out of the ones I named, Wall only leads in one of those, while Isaiah Thomas takes it in points per game, and then Kyrie shooting very efficiently with 47 and has the least amount of turnovers. So, based off the numbers alone, I think that John Wall is not the best point guard in the East. Like I said, definitely could be argued. I didn't think Charles was done for saying that, because at some point, John Wall was really out here putting in that work for Washington, but it turned out to be for naught, as in they lost that series, obviously, didn't show up, like Earl said, and they caught the L, man, in a series they could have won. He was talking mess Game 6. I know the Celtics were too, but if you're going to talk mess, you got to back it up. Celtics didn't that game. They came out Game 7, did it. So, man, that's what happens. John Wall, you are not the second best player in the East. And, it's not even like an accolade anyway, because, one, you're not even going to get a ring. Well, I don't mean his career. I mean, this year. And then you also have to deal with your Steph Currys, your KDs, your Kawhis, your James, your Russells, your ADs, your D Cousins, your D Lillards, those guys like that. Your Cats. Let me not sleep on Cat, because we'll get to that later. People's doing that enough. But anything you want to say about the topic, man? I'm done. That's my spiel. Charles, stop. TNT, can we get Charles off the thing, bro? First of all, he just gets roasted by Shaq. That's really the only reason he's on the show. Kenny the Jet Smith, I love so much. Shaq, if he left, I wouldn't really care. Let's get my boy Chris Webber on there just because I'm biased. Kings Gang, you already know how we out here. Anything you want to say? And Ernie's cool. Moving on.
Shaq goes dumb on that show.
He does. But he stay roasting Charles.
It's funny.
It's hilarious. That's the only reason Charles is on the show. I promise you.
I mean, you do need a controversial figure, though.
You're right. But, like, at least if he was knowledgeable, like, the thing about First Take that throws me off is, like, Stephen A., like, he says some stupid stuff, right? Like, he says, I would say he says smart stuff 75%, 25%, like, really dumb. Max Kellerman, bro.
Says 100%.
Oh, my God. Like,
yeah.
Like, I watched the show, I'm like, what are we arguing about?
Max Kellerman is not good, no.
Like, that's how I feel with Charles. Like, what are we arguing about, dude?
Skip has only been on TV because of how dumb he actually is.
Yeah. I feel like he just be like, you know what dumb thing can I say next? And that maintains a job for him.
Yeah. Well, on to the next, like we Swiss beats.
Yep, you already know. On to the next. All right, man. We talking about this draft lottery. And I'm hype because, can you pull up the order? Because not only did my team win in this draft big time, but a team I support, I'm not saying I support them. Like, I mess with the Celtics. His squadron won as expected. They got that number 1 pick.
Let's go ahead and take the time to clap it up for the NBA draft lottery.
I do want to make a quick statement. So I was watching my man Dom 2K video. Please subscribe to him, honestly. Dom 2K, you mess with Dom 2K. I know you do.
Dom 2K goes
Dom
crazy.
2K is one of those, like, the Mike Korzembas, the Legend of Winnings, the Dom 2Ks are the Nick Smiths of the YouTube world, are the basketball minds that I really respect. They're the guys that shouldn't be having a job only on YouTube, but they should be on the TV somewhere. That's how I feel about us. Not so much as them because they've been in the game longer. And these dudes really, like, talk, like, they do their research and stuff. We'll get there eventually. We just starting, but that's beside the point. Dom 2K was like, I'm more excited for the NBA offseason than the playoffs. I heard that and was like, not a lot of people agree with you, Dom, but I'm right there with you.
Mm-hmm.
This offseason, not only because there's so many teams that are so close to beating the Warriors. I don't know about the Warriors, but so close to having the same, like, respect, I guess. Like, getting the respect as the Warriors, as a Celtics, or, I mean, Cavs. Well, I guess Celtics, too.
No, there's not.
You don't think so?
As the Warriors?
I know. The Warriors is a reach. Like, I feel like the Cavs are more beatable, but not the Warriors because, you know, it's a super team. But, like, this offseason, not only is the draft loaded, trades can happen. It's going to be crazy. I'm really excited for it. Anyway, talk about this draft lottery. This man, Celtics got number 1 overall pick. My Sacramento Kings got the 5th and 10th. Suns really lost out on the top 3 spot. Lakers got lucky. It was crazy. I got the losers and winners here. You want me to spit the losers and you want to speak on them? All right, let's get it. So, losers. The poor Orlando Magic cannot catch a break after drafting Mario Hezonja and him almost being a bust. I know it's only been 3 seasons, but so far it's not looking so good for the Orlando Magic and Mario. They fell out of the top 5. And if the Lakers didn't get that top 3 pick, which they had a 56% chance of not getting, they would have gotten the Lakers 2019 first round. Instead, they get their 2017 and 2018 second rounders. And after having such a loaded draft stock such as this one, I don't really expect 2017 this year's second round isn't horrible, but 2018 second round is not really going to be having any stars in them. So, I mean, that pick is almost for naught. Another loser we got, oh man, poor Suns, bro. Devin Booker was a representative, hairline looking clean as always. Young Gun was there, dropped 70 recently. I don't know about recently, but dropped 70. They're projected to get the number 2 pick. So we could have saw Alonzo Ball Suns team, and
he wouldn't have gone to that.
I don't think he would have, but I think he probably would have got Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe traded it. Probably not because they're in the rebuild stage, but not only did they not get the 2, they didn't drop down to the 3. No, they dropped down to the 4 because the Kings messed up the draft. For those who don't know, the 76ers had the option of trading a pick with the Kings. The Kings actually did get that top 3 spot, but obviously the Sixers traded with them to get it.
Hey, the Kings really did earn that top 3 spot. That's crazy.
I know. That's crazy.
Just to have it snatched.
Like, not only did the Suns drop, like, they were supposed to get 2. Not only did they get dropped down to 3, they got dropped down to 4. That is, Phoenix, I feel for y'all, man. That is tough. I mean, 4th pick isn't horrible. Like, you should still be able to get Jason Tatum as I'm looking at this mock draft. But if not, you get Josh Jackson guaranteed. Because you guys need a 3. Another loss, obviously, Nets. if you guys don't know, the Boston number 1 pick was supposed to be the Nets, but Danny Ainge screwed them over a couple years ago and got that thing. So the Celtics are sitting pretty much like the Pistons early 2000 when they got Darko and then won the championship that year.
Don't curse us, though.
Don't, yeah. Let me do that real quick. But then they got the championship.
Darko was still a bust.
The bust is a bust.
I'd rather us have Markel go dumb than
and not win a championship.
No. I can't say that because I want the championship over the bust. But I don't want him to bust either.
Yeah. Okay, so we got T-Wolves as my last loser. They slid down from 6 to 7 because of Sacramento. You already know we out here. Purple, Royal, the Royals.
Y'all representing.
And not only did they lose that, but Wiggins tried to pull his best Kawhi/AI impression with the braids. And he was looking like a scrubbity dub. So, what do you think of the braids? I'm going to have a picture on here somewhere. I'm going to put it on the screen somewhere. I'll probably put it over to EJ's face, like right now.
That's not fair because Andrew Wiggins has always been ugly, so let it be.
But why'd he make it worse, though?
Just let it be.
I don't know. His fro's pretty nappy, though. So, I guess the braids aren't a bad look. I mean, they're still a bad look.
Yeah.
I mean, if your name's not Kawhi or Allen.
His braids look better than Josh Jackson's, though.
Josh Jackson did it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I'm not trying to see that.
Yeah.
Any other losers you got? You want to talk about any losers? I feel so sorry for Suns because I like the Suns too, man. I feel so bad for the Suns.
They're no real losers, but the winner is easily the Lakers, Kings, and Celtics.
Yeah.
The Celtics snatched that projected number 1 pick like they were supposed to. The Lakers landed all the way at number 2 when they were supposed to end at 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
And the Kings got 2 picks in the top 10, which they're supposed to, but they're supposed to be at 8 and 10, not 5 and 10. So the Kings definitely got
huge win. I was so hyped. I was yelling. I was watching. I was over here yelling.
But let's talk about the easily the most talked about 2 scenarios in basketball right now. Lonzo to the Lakers and Markelle Fultz to the Celtics. In case you haven't been around or under a rock, both of these 2 are the projected number 1 and 2 picks in the draft, going to the rivals Celtics and Lakers. And this could be good for the NBA to have these 2 guys. They're both going to be guards on the 2 most historic and recognizable teams
and they both played in the same conference in college.
Yeah, they played in the same conference in college, so they've already had that head-to-head matchup, which was already a big deal, but because of Markel's team, nobody cared. Yeah. But going into the league, if both of these dudes pan out, the NBA could have an all-time rivalry. If the Lakers become good and the Celtics stay good, we could be looking at something that's exciting again.
This would almost be, I don't know, their rivalry.
No.
What do you think I'm gonna say?
Just say it.
I think you're thinking of somebody else.
Go. Just go.
No, I'm not gonna say it now.
Say it.
Okay, I'm gonna say it. This can be the new. I don't think one of them's gonna be as good as this guy, Carmelo and LeBron.
All right. Anyways, Carmelo and LeBron.
Yo, as soon as I said stop, bro, I realized I messed up.
Oh,
bro, this can be the new Dame Lillard, Steph. The new Kareem Wilt. The new
This could be an even matchup though.
I know.
So we're looking more towards like
a J.K. Steve Nash. That's not even bad. Don't act like that's a bad comparison.
I feel like it's gonna be on a higher level though.
Yeah, I feel like, especially with LeVar Ball talk. I'm so hyped, bro.
Let's not, like, I'm not comparing them to these 2 great players. They're not these guys.
What's going on, Sean?
But the 1A and the 1B of the Western Conference was always Dirk and Tim Duncan. I feel like these 2 guys that play the same position will be matching up, or it was Tim Duncan versus KG. Whoever it was, it's Tim Duncan. One of them has to play the Tim Duncan role. The other has to be that still great player that can lead his team. I don't know which one it will be because Markel's a pure bucket getter while Lonzo is a distributor. I mean, he's a pure bucket getter too, but more of a distributor. Neither one really plays defense like that. But Markel could lock up.
Lonzo don't play defense?
Lonzo is lazy. He can play defense. He's just lazy. And shout out to Sean, man. You just saw him walk past. But at the end of the day, the Celtics, and I'm going to say it right now, for everyone out there, should not trade this pick for Jimmy Butler or Paul George, period.
Why is that?
If you get Paul George or Jimmy Butler, How much better does it make us to lose 4 players, including that first pick? How much better does it make us?
No. My thing is, if I'm Danny Ainge, like he's not, I'm not trading 4 players. That's why the trade hasn't happened yet. That's why all fans everywhere like.
So they want us to give up our starting small forward in Jay Crowder, who's a great 3-and-D player.
Great.
You want us to give up Marcus Smart, who's a good bench player.
Yeah.
Our first round pick, 6th overall pick. You want us to give him up. He's a very good distributor and a very good defender and a very good rebounder.
One of the best floppers out too.
Oh, tremendous flopper! What a great flopper! Then you throw anybody in there. You throw James Young, Terry Rozier, anybody in there.
Not Terry. I want Terry.
I like Terry. And then you give up Markelle, just to have somebody come in. So now our bench is weaker, but we have a better starting player. Avery Bradley's probably going to leave in all season anyways.
That would suck.
How much closer to the Cavs and Warriors are we going to be doing that? We're not, unless we get both of them, we're not that much closer. Second of all, Paul George only has 1 year left, and if the Celtics trade for him, they're not legally allowed to sign him to an extension. And they can't.
They're trying to win him in the offseason.
Unless he 100% guarantees to re-sign, what is the point of trading all that for him for 1 year?
This is my thing, bro. Look, as a Celtics supporter, and knowing that you're a Celtics fan, as a Celtics fan, obviously, or a supporter, I want PG on the squad. I want Jimmy B on the squad. But look,
hey, don't get me wrong. Paul George is my favorite player. He's been my favorite player since I was a freshman in high school. Squad, right? I would love to see him on the squad.
But here's my thing, Danny Ainge. This is why I agree. Danny, look, Daniel, I got you. Look, this 4-player thing that Indiana and Bulls are running, that's not gonna work. First of all, Bulls, you're in a no man's land. You have no right to ask for demands. If you guys ask for get that up out of you. You guys have not necessarily a washed, but almost a washed D Wade. Like he's still dropping 18 or whatever.
All right, hold.
But like we don't have Flash D Wade. No, come on, bro.
Hold on. Let me jump in.
Go ahead.
Keep in mind the Bulls have the 16th pick in the draft. You're not, unless you hit lightning in the bottle, you're not getting a franchise player with the 16th pick.
Come on, dude.
So
they have no leeway to ask for demands. You guys are in no man's land. You guys are in 8th seed. You guys are in no man's land. You have no young stars. Yeah. Because you traded away Doug McDermott, who's like 24, which was really dumb. You guys really helped out the Thunder in that regard. You got Cameron Payne, who doesn't even start, who barely plays, who actually was a reserve in the playoffs for no reason. You got hurt a Rondo. He should be fine. But Rondo's washed. We know that. Rondo's not Boston Rondo. And he's never been Boston Rondo since he left that. Or since the Big Three left, honestly. He hasn't been the same Rondo. You guys are in no man's land. So, I don't know who your GM is. I really don't care because you're obviously messing up. I don't know why you signed D-Wade. That really dug you deep in no man's land. Jimmy B is your franchise. I get that. But look, Jimmy B is not I hate to say it because if you know me, you know I love Jimmy Buckets. That's my man. You know I love Jimmy B. He's not gonna get you a ring. He is I hate to say it, but he is a secondary superstar.
Yeah.
He's your Kyrie. I'm gonna get hate for this because we got a lot of Kyrie lovers our age, and we got a lot of Kyrie lovers at the homies. But Kyrie is a secondary superstar. It is present. Before LeBron came, the Cavs were not a factor in the NBA. LeBron comes, obviously they'll go win that championship and make the finals as well. Look, man.
And for anybody that tries to dispute that, Kyrie Irving, with LeBron James on that roster when he has not played, while Kyrie has played, the Cavs are 0-8. So,
he's a secondary superstar. Paul George, I hate to say it, I mess with Paul George. I do think it's really close, but I do think Paul George is slightly better than Jimmy B. Only thing Jimmy B really has on him is defense, but Paul George can still lock up. He can still lock up, though. I think Jimmy B is a better defender, but Paul George is not like a horrible defender. PG is like, if there's a secondary superstar and then there's primary superstar, PG's right here. But PG's not going to win no rings without another one. That's what I'm saying. Celtics not going to win no ring. I mean, but I'm more so on this Jimmy B because at least the Pacers are unless they're like in a better spot than the Bulls. The Bulls are literally going nowhere. Like they don't have the picks, they don't have the assets. You're not young. Like you're going nowhere.
When they purposely made the playoffs, they should have let the Heat get that seed. So now you have a bad draft pick because you wanted to be an 8 seed. Your team's going to regress next year because Dwayne Wade's getting older.
Yep.
Rondo's not going to be Rondo that he was in the playoffs.
I don't think Jimmy wants to hoop for y'all. Like, he messes with Chicago, but if I'm Jimmy B, I'm like, yo,
Fred Hoiberg is on the chopping block.
Yep.
Now, name anybody on that team that's going to be a factor. Robin Lopez will not be a consistent factor. Overall, the Bulls, you're going in the wrong direction.
Denzel Valentine's not doing nothing either.
You have besides Jimmy Butler being on your team, you have no incentive for
Nothing.
you have nothing.
Nothing.
The Pacers, I mean, you guys have something, but at the same time, it's like Paul George is leaving in a year. Get rid of him for something or get rid of him for nothing. So you guys,
neither of these teams have space to talk. At least the Pacers have your Miles Turner.
Yeah.
Your Jeff Teague. He's getting kind of older, but he had a great year last season.
And then when it comes to Gordon Hayward, Utah, if he re-signs, good job.
Yeah.
If he doesn't,
You're
your
screwed.
entire team
Is
rebuild already after just finishing a rebuild. Second of all, you just lost him for free to Boston.
Probably. Or not probably, but it might happen.
It may happen.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, those three teams aren't in the best of position. The Celtics are in a position to still be competitive. Keep all their core players, keep making the playoffs, and keep drafting high. And what I keep telling people, we're in a win-now mode, but we could be like the Spurs.
You talking about Celtics?
Yes, we could be like the Spurs and be a win-now mode now and 10 years from now. With Markelle, you could have a franchise superstar player, develop him, because once Tim Duncan got washed, Kawhi stepped in, they're still a 2 seed.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, it's important right now, but how likely is it that we'll beat LeBron or the Warriors or both?
And this is why Danny Ainge is one of the great GM minds that we don't see often nowadays.
Yeah.
Danny Ainge is tearing up this league. Like right now, he's playing this league without making any trades. Because here we are, everyone, including myself. Because I've been babbling about this forever. I'm like, yo, why isn't Jimmy beyond Paul George? Like, and then he was like, oh, they're asking for 4 players. That's all I need to hear.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I need to hear. That's too much. Especially, like I said, I'm going to say it one more time so this gets through y'all dome. The Bulls have no space. Damn near negative space to talk about any demands. Because they have nothing to give people. They need everything they can get. And by getting, I mean picks, unless people throw them superstars, which ain't going to happen. I mean, man, Bulls, quit playing. Like, it's rebuild time. Stop being in no man's land. The worst spot to be in.
You know the Pacers have no idea what they're doing when the Hawks offered 4 first-round picks for Paul George.
I heard about that.
So if they're getting 4 first-round picks and still don't want to trade them, why should the Celtics gut their whole roster to trade bruh?
After being a 1 seed.
And we're not guaranteed to resign him.
After being a 1 seed. Look at these teams. Look, Sixers. Trust the process. They literally know they're rebuilding. Kings. What we do? Get rid of a franchise player. For what? A pick. Guess what? We got 5 and 10 now. We can look towards the future. Celtics got the 1 pick. They don't need to go out and trade. They can still be Isaiah Thomas is I think 28, 29. Still got a couple years, probably 3 or 4 more years until he's going to be averaging 25 plus easy. Still got a solid Jay Crowder. Still got a solid Avery Bradley. Bulls, what do you have? You have a aging Dwayne. You have a Rondo that's been out of his prime for several years now. You have a Robin Lopez who's like, come on now. His brother's way better. He's in his brother's shadow for the rest of his NBA career. Like, you have these teams like the Mavericks are like, you know, they're on the cusp. They just need that one young guy, and they might be able to get a 7th spot. You know, you still got an old Dirk for the ticket selling. You got a Harrison Barnes that put in work last season. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me how the Bulls are trying to ask for demands. Here, go on. We'll move on after this.
This is my last thing.
Go ahead.
Best case scenario for the Celtics, keep Markelle. Let him be your building block of the future. Keep every single person in place. Re-up on Avery Bradley. Get Gordon Hayward. Then trade next year because we still have a first. People forget the Nets gave us 4 first-round picks.
Yeah.
So next year, they will be bad again, and we will have a top 3 pick again. So trade that pick for a draft that's not going to be as loaded as this one. Trade that pick, and then go get you a superstar at the deadline, before the deadline, over the summer. It doesn't matter who it is. Use that pick, and don't pull the Chicago Bears and trade a bunch of bull for a bunch of bull. We don't want that. So that's all I got to say.
So you go further in the future. To back up his point, the Nets won't be good. And let me tell you why. They have no picks and they have nothing to trade. The team's not good. So expect them to be having easily a top 3 pick and probably another
expect Brook Lopez to get traded over the summer or in the deadline.
That's too. And then even if you don't want to trade away that pick, if again, like teams like the Bulls are demanding way too much, teams like the Indiana Pacers are demanding way too much, give me Michael Porter.
And keep in mind, Carmelo Anthony will not be a Knick after the summer. So wherever he goes is anyone's guess. Don't be surprised. He's been linked to the Celtics since he got to the Knicks. Don't be surprised if he comes to Boston for dirt cheap.
Melo should have been gone after Kristaps' performance. He should have been out of there.
Yeah,
that's crazy. But let's hop onto this let's do the little bit of mock draft stuff.
Wait.
You want to get? Yeah, I actually do really want to talk about this.
I'm tired of the draft.
We're 30 minutes in.
We need to address something right now.
We'll go back to the draft after this because this is blasphemous. Shout out Stephen Curry, Stephen A. Smith, blasphemous.
Let me run down all NBA first, second, and third team. First team, you got James, Russell, LeBron, Kawhi, AD.
Makes sense.
Second team, Steph, Isaiah Thomas, KD, Giannis, Rudy Gobert. Third team, you got John Wall, DeMar DeRozan, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, DeAndre Jordan. Every single one of these teams are incorrect, and it's not even close. Russell Westbrook, triple-double, probably win MVP. Take him off, Durant. Second of all, AD, you played center? No, DeMarcus did. Second of all, 28 and 11.
Bro, that's what I said too.
28 and 11, and your team didn't make the playoffs. All right, second team. Let's go ahead and do that. Rudy Gobert, why don't you go ahead and move down to the third team because DeAndre Jordan does not deserve a spot on this team.
He doesn't.
Second of all, Cat deserves a spot on this team.
Oh my God.
Third of all, a couple names that weren't mentioned: Paul George, Chris Paul, Klay Thompson, Gordon Hayward, Kyrie, Kevin Love, and DeMarcus.
What are we doing?
The All-NBA team should be about the best 5 players, not the best people at individual positions. So, among everybody on this list, Rudy Gobert, arguably Isaiah Thomas.
Gobert's a third team for me.
DeAndre Jordan, Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, DeMar DeRozan, and John Wall are all not better than Chris Paul. So, they all don't deserve a spot if Chris Paul doesn't deserve a spot. Klay Thompson is better. Klay Thompson's a better player than Draymond Green. It's just unfortunate Draymond plays forward.
I'm gonna go on your spot real quick. This is how EJ explained to me earlier because I was agreeing with him. The position thing, right? He brought it up to me, and I was like, it's kind of a gray area. He was like, Ashton, hear me out, bro. Because I agree with what he's saying. He was like, Ashton, just listen to me real quick. I was like, what's good? Is DeAndre Jordan a top 50? Because this is technically the top 15 players in the league. That's all you had to tell me. No. Come on now. DeAndre Jordan top 15. This 2 seasons ago, you put Draymond in here. Last season, Draymond might slide in the third team. This season, get Draymond out of my list. Cat's not on there, bro. D-Cuz not on there. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Gordon's not on there?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
I feel like Rudy Gobert isn't even the best player on his own team.
No.
But
yet he's on the list. I didn't even think of that. I didn't even think of that.
DeAndre Jordan is the third best player on his own team and made an all-NBA team.
The third best. I'm going to pull up Al Horford stats. I'm going to pull up DeAndre Jordan stats.
Draymond Green is the 4th best player on his own team. Made an all-NBA
over the third best player on his team, being Klay.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
So, what people are saying to me right now is that positions matter more than actual individual success. Because all-NBA team is about individual success. And let's say it comes down to somebody that has similar stats like KD, or not KD, but AD and Cat. One averaged 25 and 12, the other averaged 28 and 11. If it came down to that, team success should factor in, but obviously both don't have team success. That does not give Rudy Gobert and DeAndre spots to take away from DeMarcus, who averages a double-double. Their double-doubles are more... Rudy Gobert, if you take Rudy Gobert and put him on the Pelicans or the Kings, he does not matter.
Not at all.
You put DeMarcus on any team in the league, DeMarcus is still going to average 25 and 10.
You want to hear a stretch? Real quick?
Yes.
If Willie Cauley-Stein was as tall as Rudy Gobert, Willie Cauley-Stein is 6'11", Rudy Gobert is 7'3", they're the same player.
If you put DeAndre Jordan on any team in the league,
he's not good.
Let's think about this. JaVale McGee is DeAndre Jordan, but on a way less scale because he doesn't play as much. What does JaVale McGee do different? He only catches lobs and is standing in the paint to block shots.
And he's just dumb.
DeAndre Jordan doesn't do anything besides stand in the paint and block shots and get alley-oops.
This basically tells you how DeAndre Jordan plays. There's not one time that I can recall over DeAndre's whole career that he posted up in a game like post moves hook shots more than 3 times. No, he doesn't. Does he shoot jumpers? Of course not. He has a field goal percentage of 71%, which is fantastic. But again, when you are 6'11" with like a 7'3" wingspan, and Chris Paul is arguably one of the greatest passers of all time. I said arguably, don't push me. Throws up a lob to a 6'11" dude, again with a 7'3" wingspan. I'm shooting 80%. And I'm hopefully gonna hit my free throws because boy only shot 48%.
And Jimmy Butler.
All right, sorry, we're back. We had technical difficulties. You go ahead and talk about what you're talking about. And then
Like
I'll
I
talk
said,
about
with the
what I'm
similar stats, PG and JB average 23 points. Both shoot 44% from the field. Both played over 75 games. Both averaged 6 rebounds, 3 steals. One team had higher team success or better team success than Jimmy Butler. Granted, Paul George's team is better, but if they have similar stats, I feel like the team success wins out.
that should be the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as good as somebody's individual team is, that's also the ultimate downfall for the other player. Because if Westbrook was averaging a triple-double but played for the Timberwolves, we would still put him on the first team over Harden, who averaged nearly a triple-double with a 3 seed. So, what I'm trying to say is this all-NBA team is foolish. Kevin Durant, individually, is a top 3 player in the NBA. He can do no wrong.
Nothing.
He could rebound. He's 7 feet. Can shoot over you.
Yeah.
He has a beautiful jumper. Could take you off the dribble. He could D you up. If you don't believe me, look up his defensive stats. He's a defensive beast.
He really is.
He's not Kawhi, but he's very good on defense.
Yeah.
He's no slouch when it comes to passing just because he's a pure bucket getter. He's a better player than Westbrook. He's a better player than Harden. He does what they do, way more efficient. He's better than Kawhi.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, they don't force feed him like they force feed Kawhi, and he still averages as many points.
He still gets his.
And he's better than AD.
KD will promise if KD's on your team, expect 25 plus a game. Like,
Yeah.
good. Like,
and KD's
6
on
boards,
all.
7 boards.
Besides him missing time, how did Kawhi have a bet? Overall, if KD was doing everything he was doing, not on the Warriors, he would be in this MVP conversation
of
easily.
Course. That's why he got it a couple years ago.
So, I mean...
That's why he has a scoring title. You feel me?
I mean, say what you want. Kevin Durant should be on the All-NBA first team. If there's a doubt in my mind, no. No.
Yeah, go ahead and spit those stats real quick to us.
Burr averages 25 a game.
Like I said.
He missed 20 games. Okay.
It's not horrible.
He still shoots 53% from the field, averaging 25.
That's amazing. Are you serious?
Has 8 rebounds.
That's amazing. 54% actually.
Shoots 37% from 3.
Which is a little, it's about average.
Shoots 88% from the free throw line.
Which is outstanding.
So, I mean...
Gets to the line 3 times.
He averages 2 turnovers. Like, averages a steal, 5
boards?
assists.
7 boards, 8 boards.
So he averages 25-8.
8 boards.
25, 8 and 5. KD is a top 5 player in the league, easily top 3.
And a
top
1.6
2.
blocks.
Yeah, so... And this keep in mind.
And only fouls 2 times.
He's playing with Stephen Curry, who also averages 25 points.
2-time MVP.
So if they weren't feeding off each other, they both would still be averaging 30.
They drop 50
easy.
a game.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
If they didn't have to share the rock, both players would be averaging 50 a game. So, you know, it's a shame. The All-NBA team needs to be fixed. Just like the NFL Pro Bowl. Everybody makes the NFL Pro Bowl at this point. If you go to the Super Bowl, your replacement get a Pro Bowl. You don't want to. Everybody can make the Pro Bowl in the NFL. All you have to do is say you want to sit out. I got a Pro Bowl selection now.
Word.
I don't want to sit out. My friend got a Pro Bowl selection now. The Pro Bowl don't mean nothing. Just like the All NBA team is losing value.
Sadly,
all these lists are looking like the XXL list. It's just a bunch of bull names thrown together.
And you know what? We didn't even think about this. Before I even forget it, man, we got to talk about that Bleacher Report list. So, top 10 franchises, because I really want to talk about that. We're only how many minutes in?
Hey.
We are 41 minutes in, so we're good.
Bleacher Report decided that.
Not yet though. I want to talk about this. No. Because this skipped out on the time. I need to talk about this. Look, don't tell me to hurry up, boy. Yeah, I didn't mean to call you boy. That was messed up, bro. Hey, dap me up real quick. That wasn't even racist though.
This is the series finale of the Clutch Conversation.
Oh man, word. Is it season finale or series?
Series.
Nah, bro, come on. We coming back next week. Make sure to check in next week. We're gonna be talking about which donut shop's better, Krispy Kreme or Dunkin' Donuts.
Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, I know we're not gonna be talking about that because I already know the answer to that question. All right, so speak on DeAndre weak ass.
This is a family-friendly show.
You almost said don't act like I didn't catch that. My boy said Nick Nugs.
Nick Nack, tell you what, give a dog a bone.
All right,
back.
so DeAndre Jordan averaged 12.7 points, 13 boards. Again, outstanding double-double, cool. 1.2 assists, 71 from the field, which is, again, outstanding. And a beautiful free throw percentage of 48.2. My boy can't even make one at the line. All right. Then we got Karl Anthony Towns. Keep in mind, Karl Anthony Towns played every single game in the NBA season. He played all 82, my friends. And while doing so, he averaged 25 points, which is actually 13 more than DeAndre. DeAndre played 81 games, which is pretty good. Averaged 12.3 boards, which is just one less than DeAndre. He averaged 2.7 assists, which is one more than DeAndre. Had more win shares at 12.7 compared to DeAndre's 11.8. Shot 54.2 from the field. Considering he actually posts up his guy and takes shots outside of 4 feet is outstanding. Shot 37% from the 3-point and 83.2 from the free throw. So again, DeAndre should not have made one of the NBA teams.
I'm trying to go get some buckets.
Yeah, we're going to go gym after this. Okay, let's talk about this list. Go ahead.
All right, you know what? Bleacher Report. You probably will never watch this. If I ever become big time, whoever wrote this article, we will have a sit down. Somehow, a Bleacher Report writer on the top 10 most winningest franchises of all time managed to put the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors on there. Now, you might think, oh, winningest, that means they have the most rings or they have the most wins or something. No. Let's run off the list a couple teams that are on there. The Steelers, one of the NFL's premier teams, are on there. The Penguins, one of the NHL's premier teams. The Yankees, premier MLB team. Actually, the Cowboys was not on the list somehow. The Celtics and the Lakers were not on that list. The Patriots were on the list. And if we're going to say winningest, let's just go straight by championships. The New York Football Giants have 5. They weren't on the list. The Patriots have 5, but they were on the list. That's interesting.
That is.
The Patriots probably have an equal amount of Super Bowl appearances. The Steelers were on the list. They have the most in league history. The Packers were on the list, and I think they're tied with the Cowboys, so that doesn't make much sense. But the Celtics and the Lakers, who have the most rings in the NBA history, were not on this list compared to a team that has 2 and 1 rings. 3 rings combined between the Cavs and the Warriors. And 2 of those 3 have came in the last 2 years. So of all time, how are they the winningest franchises?
It makes sense.
Don't say anything. Just look at the camera for a second.
Say it again so I can get activated. Say it again.
How are they 2 of the most winningest franchises in sports history? They don't have more rings than the Pistons. They don't have more rings than the Spurs, who are on that list. They don't have more rings than the Bulls. They don't have more finals appearances than any of the teams I just named. They don't have more final appearances than the Knicks. They don't have more final appearances than the Sixers. They don't have more rings than the Celtics or the Lakers or the Bulls.
Not even close.
So why are the Bulls, the Celtics, and the Lakers not on that list, but the Spurs, the Warriors, and the Cavs are? Bleacher Report, you just pulled a Trump. You're giving out fake news. That is a bad list. It's inaccurate. And whoever wrote it needs to get fired.
All right, look, man, look. So I couldn't pull up the 2017 one, but I did find the 10 greatest American sports franchises of all time from 2009 by Marcel Smith. So shout out to Marcel Smith. 10, we got the Spurs. 9, we got the Niners.
Even the Niners weren't on that list. What is that?
8, we got St. Louis Cardinals. 7, we got Dodgers. 6, we got Cowboys. 5, we got Packers. 4, we got Boston Celtics. 3, Pittsburgh Steelers. 2, New York Yankees, and 1, Lakers.
Thank you. The Lakers and the Celtics. You can't name the Yankees. You can't name the Steelers. You can't name the Packers. You got the Red Wings. You got the Penguins. You got all the good usual suspects on that list. You got the Dodgers. And you're missing the Lakers and the Celtics from that list.
That makes 0 sense.
Even the Bears, who before had 1 Super Bowl. Before the NFL, they had 10. They had equivalent to 10 Super Bowls.
I got a question real quick for you. All right. How many rings does the Cleveland franchise have?
The entire city of Cleveland has 1 ring.
And when it happened?
Last year.
Lakers got 14.
The Cleveland Cavaliers have made 2 finals appearerances. 3, actually, in the last 20 years.
You said Boston wasn't on that list, right?
Yes.
How many rings does Cleveland have again? I forgot.
1.
You know what's crazy? Boston has 17.
If you take away the amount of rings Boston has
from Bill Russell, they still have more. They still have 5 more.
The Cavs have as many rings as the Celtics have in the last 10 years. That's an issue. Like, you're not supposed to win that many championships in a certain decade, but you both have 1. Before that, the Celtics had 16. So, why is Cleveland... Even then, Cleveland wasn't known to go to the finals in the 90s. They definitely didn't go in the 80s. They weren't going there in the 70s. There's no way they went in the 60s. And Bill Russell existed in the 50s. So when and what time period were they one of the winningest teams? At least the Warriors got a ring in the 70s. At least they got 1. The Cavs, you ain't even get... I think LeBron was the first time you guys actually ever went to the finals. Because I know...
you know what?
I mean...
Yeah. Because Elo and them never got past MJ.
You know...
so, yeah, that makes sense.
You feel me? The Indians ain't never won nothing.
No. I know they have. Just not in recent memory. Wait. Oh, no. The Indians never won anything.
The Browns are on that long list of teams that have not won a Super Bowl, featuring the Lions and the Eagles. Unfortunately, I mess with my Eagles. So, there's an issue with that list. I don't agree with it.
List.
The Niners are missing from it. The Cowboys are missing from it. The Celtics, the Lakers. I'm sticking up for all these teams, even though I don't even like the Niners and the Cowboys, and I'm not a Lakers fan.
Way
Chicago
better as a
and the Kansas City Chiefs have arguable points. Even the Spurs, of the last 25 years, they have been one of the best and winningest teams. But if you're going to put them in there, you might as well put the Heat in there, who have 3 rings to their 5. But the Heat have multiple finals appearances as well. So it's like, I don't see what they're going for. Historically, the Kings are more winning than both those teams.
Yeah.
And they haven't won a ring.
All right, man. Look,
since the 60s.
Let me put this in perspective for all you viewers and EJ himself, because I know he didn't think of this. So, Chicago Cubs, recent World Series championships, right? This was their first one in 108 years. Going off of the, let's say, criteria of this list, the Cubs should have been on this list.
Yeah.
Just think about that. They haven't won a championship in 108 years. But going off the criteria of this list, the Cubs could have been in it. Let that sink in for a little bit. I kind of want to end the show right there because I kind of just we just like Bleacher Report after that one, like y'all should have.
You know how many rings the Giants had before they won the last 3 that they have?
No. Do you?
No, but they were on that list.
Basically, going off the criteria of this list, let's see.
It's pretty much.
I think they have like 5 total, or 8 or 9. I think Giants.
It's pretty much
ring count.
How many rings have you won since the year 2000?
Yeah, that's basically what it looks like.
Even then, the New York Football Giants have They have like 4 or 5 rings, and they're always historically competitive.
Yeah. Giants have 8. And in 2010, 2014 alone, they have 3 right there, which we all know the even thing.
All right, man, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, we got.
If I was Charlamagne the God, I would give Bleacher Report the biggest hee haw of the day.
Honestly, that's pathetic.
I'm out of here.
Hey, make sure to follow us on Twitter, Clutch Convo. Follow me on IG, AskNate22. Everything for him, Thorough.
You feel me? Just had a final today, but I smashed that. You feel me?
I got my
no
final
shoes
tomorrow.
on today. Rocking the Nike slides. I ain't got nothing for you, but
I got the fire red threes.
I got this. You feel me? I got a Snapchat that go through here. I got a Twitter, and I got an Instagram. Follow us. You feel me? Clutch Conversation, or follow me at Illis Earl. You feel me? Hey, we have got a couple people asking us to start a music channel.
Yes.
Anybody interested, just hit us up on YouTube, IG, whatever. And recently, I had someone come up to me because I love comic books, and he wanted me to start a comic book channel. So
they want us doing everything, apparently.
That might start too if you're interested
That'd
in
be a
comic
ton
books.
of fun. That'd be a ton of fun.
Come check us out.
Yeah,
So
summer's gonna be fun.
we might start a couple different ventures. Just be on the lookout.
I know summer. EJ's thinking about taking summer classes. I will not, but I will be working. So there'll be a lot more time for these videos, man.
No, that dope. We the everyday struggle of college.
Basically. So I do, yeah, the hip hop thing will definitely probably be a thing. We got some homies that want to do that, and I really want to do that because music is a huge part of our lives. Comic book thing, if we can find time, the hip hop thing might be a weekly thing. This will always be a weekly thing. The hip hop thing might be a weekly thing. If we do the comic thing, I don't expect it to be a week because we have this one and the other one going. But definitely, it'd be a ton of fun. We could definitely do it. So, thanks for tuning in.
Patty whack, give a dog a bone back.
Exactly. So thank you for tuning in to another rendition of the Clutch Conversation. I'm your co-host, Ashton James Hughes. That is my lovely co-host to my right, Illis Earl, EJ McCarthy. Shout out to everyone that keeps watching. Make sure to catch me next fall on KSGS 90.5 FM radio. Hopefully, if I get a show. But thank you for tuning in. This has been the Clutch Convo, and we out.
To go play some zombies.